Well, good afternoon, gang. Happy New Year and welcome to 2019. 2018 has come and gone. It seems like it flew by. I know for me personally that involved a lot of changes in my life, both professionally and a personal nature. And obviously I have not been around much in 2018. Involved several false starts as far as rebooting or restarting this channel. For that I apologize, guys, but I wanted to do things right and it kind of culminated right here. 2019 holds quite a bit more change for me. Not necessarily bad, but more so just getting used to changes in life, lifestyle, and on a professional nature. Still work for the same employer, but my job is going to involve quite a bit of travel from here on out, at least in the short to medium term. Not much flying, a lot of driving within a 200 to 300 mile radius. And I thought, as far as a channel reboot's concerned, and in starting to create videos again, I thought it would be good to show you how my EDC or everyday carry has evolved in the last year or so since I've basically not been on YouTube. Use that as a starting point because as my professional life will be changing and I will be traveling, my EDC or everyday carry will be changing quite a bit again because I will be limited in what I can and cannot carry legally and by company policy. And so anyway, I figured this was a good spot, a good easy video to throw up because at the end of this video, I want to do another minor update, tell you where we're at. And depending on when you watch this video, you may not recognize the channel name because as I've mentioned a couple times before, we are going to be rebooting the channel under a different name to be more inclusive of the type of content that I have the time and interest in creating. Anyway, that being said, I don't want to take up too much of your time and rambling. Let's go ahead and get on with the EDC gear. All right, gang, this is my EDC. This is the EDC that is on me every day that doesn't really change hardly ever. An item might get replaced from time to time with an upgrade or something of a similar make or model. Obviously, this is my keys. I've talked about this before, but it does have a ferro rod attached, has a ferro rod scraper attached, etc., etc. Nothing too particularly special or surprising there. This is just a little USB flash drive. To be 100% honest with you, if I didn't work in IT, I would probably not carry this. This is more for my job than it is for my personal life. This is a lighter. I've carried this clipper, I believe it was what it's called. I've carried this one since 2014 or 2015. It has held together incredibly well. Have to refill it from time to time. The flint in it's getting kind of wore out, but I basically don't ever use it unless, you know, I'm lighting candles for my kid's birthday cake or something like that. This is my EDC folder. It's Kershaw. It's a 1987 model, I believe. Not as in I got it in the year 1987. That's the model number. It is assisted opening or what have you. It's a really good folder. It's not high dollar by any means, but it holds a decent edge. It's easy to sharpen. It's fairly strong, no wiggle in the blade, etc. It's a good blade. This is a Rook LD51, I believe. I use this mainly for the scissors and pliers. This was a replacement for a Swiss Army knife that broke on me. This thing's built like a tank. It's got more than I need. It's a little bit bigger than I like, but at the same time, I can't fault it. I can't fault that, just given how durable it is. These are my EDC flashlights. I use both of them on a daily basis. This is a Manker LED. It is USB rechargeable. Absolutely love this light. It is rock solid. It has lasted for probably a year and a half to 2 years. It's got good battery life for the size. This is probably the best EDC light that I have ever used if you take into consideration the form factor of the battery and the durability of the light. It's very similar to my all-time favorite light of years ago, the Phoenix PD30, but this one uses the AA instead of the CR123. It is very simple to use, no frills. It doesn't have any strobe or any of that silliness. It doesn't have the secondary button up here, so it's just activated by the tail cap or tail clicky or whatever you want to call it. Very durable. Been carrying this since May or June of last year. Is an extremely good light. So far, my all-time favorite. This is just a pen, nothing special about it. My cell phone, obviously. It's a Ride in Rain notepad, use it all the time. And then a Firebox Easy Money wallet. Been using this for several years. It's held together very well. It just works. That's all I can ask of it. It's no frills, nothing to get in the way. It holds everything I need, nothing more. There's no obtrusive bells and whistles with it. It's a good wallet. I like it. And this is a little EDC pick set from Sear Kit. I'll leave a link in the description.
If I had to pick one single pick set that was concealable but also functional to recommend to somebody, this would be it. It's got the bare necessities, but the good bare necessities, not referring to Jungle Book here, and nothing more. It's very concealable, holds together very well, and the way that it stretches out with whatever pick you're using, and then the ones you're not using in the back, creates a handle. So it's very small form factor, but also it gives decent feedback and packs down into a very small package. There will be much more on this and concepts like it in the future. But if you want more information about this, there will be a link in the description. Again, this is from a company called Searpick. You guys have heard me talk about them in the past. If I had to pick the most used items in this pile here, keys and wallet notwithstanding, because for obvious reasons, I would definitely pick the pen, the notebook, and the flashlight. These three right here I use every day without question. This is an item I do not leave home without. This is an ankle cuff by Wilderness Tactical. In it, I have a couple tourniquets, some trauma bandages, duct tape, some gloves, pen, paper, Sharpie, stuff like that. Essentially, this is a first aid kit that is designed specifically for a massive bleed type situation. This is something that we will get into as far as the concept and my reasoning behind it more in a video all to itself, so I'm not going to flesh that out much here. These two items I do my best not to leave home without. Obviously, I'm follically challenged, and so this time of year having a toboggan or a skull cap, a beanie, whatever you want to call this, is pretty much necessary in my opinion. This is from Diaz Knives. It's one of the few that in my opinion fits my head very well. It's warm, and plus I get to show off one of my favorite brands of knives. I also carry with me every day at least one set of Bluetooth earbuds. I'm addicted to audiobooks, and so I'm pretty much always listening to one if I'm not somewhere where a radio or something else is playing in the background. This is something that is subject to change. This is an M&P Shield in 9mm. I always carry at least two in backup, 2 magazines in backup. The firearm itself can change, but the pants do not. All of my carry pistols are carried in a hog holster pistol. In my opinion, it is the best that, at least that I have used on the market today. It is cost effective, and the functionality behind it as far as concealability and comfort and retention, there's nothing else that I have used that compares. This is another item I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on, just simply because it's more than likely going to get fleshed out in a video all to itself. But this is a Hidden Woodsman survival pouch. I don't really use it for its intended purpose. I use it as an EDC bag. In it, I just carry a few essentials to keep my electronics going. Now, if you have any specific questions that aren't answered in this video or are not answered elsewhere in my other videos on this gear, I will try to leave relevant links in the description. I'm sure I'll probably miss some, but feel free to ask me questions down in the comment section, and I will answer each and every single one. If there is a theme to or repeated questions, I will make that a priority to make a video specifically on what you guys are asking about. Anyway, gang, that is what I carry with me on a daily basis. Like I mentioned, some of it does change from time to time, but that is the overall premise of what I carry.
And if you have made it to this point in the video, you likely have interest about where this channel is headed. The channel update that I talked about at the very beginning of this video. Guys, I'm going to try to keep it short. I really don't want this video to end up too terribly long, so I'm just going to dump it out there, and I will answer questions in the comments section below. I'm also going to link to a website that I have written a blog post, and there will be more information coming soon that outlines exactly why what I'm doing or about to describe is taking place. About 6 or 8 hours after I make this, or after I post this video, I want to give some time for people to see it so they can expect this coming. I'm going to change the name of Feral Woodcraft to Savage Citizen. In my mind, those names are very similar in concept and meaning, but yet it is Savage Citizen is not limited to the bushcraft or woodcraft genre. The number one reason is because I enjoy creating content for YouTube, but at the same time, where I am in life right now and my priorities and the time that I have, if I'm to balance YouTube with my real life, YouTube is going to need to start including more real life or more modern day, for lack of a better term, type content. With that being said, I'm not dropping bushcraft, I'm not dropping camping or hiking or any of the outdoorsy type stuff, but if I'm going to put up any kind of regular content, which I enjoy doing, I don't feel any obligation to put up regular content, but I enjoy that hobby of making YouTube content. If I'm going to do that regularly, it's going to need to include more real life stuff. So having feral woodcraft does not include, things like EDC Gear very well. Feral woodcraft does not include modern day life hacks. I've posted videos before about making an improvised USB backup battery bank and stuff like that, where folks are like, man, this is a bushcraft channel. Why are you posting stuff like that? And I want it to be the same outside of the box thinking that I've always tried to encourage on the channel, but be more relevant to everyday life. So that being said, welcome to Savage Citizen. Guys, thank you very much for hanging around. Happy New Year. I sincerely hope I have not taken up too much of your time. I will do my best to answer every single question you have down in the comment section. It may take me a couple days to get around to it, but I will do my best to answer any question you have. Feel free to post those there. If there is a common theme in questions, then I will make a video directly that directly pertains to that. Anyway, gang, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your support over the years. I know I logged on to YouTube yesterday for the first time into the whole creator studio, or the back end thing, to check on a previous video that I had done. And I noticed that we had crossed the line to 14,000 subscribers. I know this video is probably going to do quite a bit to drop me back below that, but while I'm there, I wanted to say thank you to everybody out there that has supported me over the years, all the new subscribers and all the old subscribers alike. Anyway, enough rambling. Again, thank you very much for the support over the years, guys. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate your time, your comments, your views, and all that good stuff. Thank you just for being you. And again, Happy New Year, and I will see you guys very soon.